What's going on, gamers? It's your boy Richie Bond, the coach of the Colorado Cramorant and the Calyrex Game Corner Draft League, and I'm bringing you our Week 7 matchup versus Kamihada and the Chicago Chanseys. This is a wonderful team, and I'm very excited to face it. This is the first week that this team has adopted Smeargle. Smeargle previously belonged to the Pacific Piplups, and they never ended up bringing it, and Smeargle is a favorite of Kamihada. So Smeargle's going to be on this team in place of Gardevoir. We'll talk about that in a minute. This draft overall is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good matchup. There's some cute little tricks that this team can do, but overall, I think my team is a good matchup. I think we're pretty anti-gimmick in a way. So let's just look at the team. Azumarill was actually a mon that I was ride or die with before the draft started. I knew I wanted Latios and I wanted a fairy type, and I was like, Azumarill looks great. I'm going to pick Azumarill. Part of my logic with that was that I thought that there was no way that Togekiss would be up by the time that the draft got back around to me after picking Latios. And it was. So I ended up picking Togekiss. Azumarill is really, really cool. Huge power is awesome, and even his other abilities are pretty neat as well if you want to do thick fat and be like supportive with like Whirlpool and Perish Song and stuff. Sap Sipper is always really cool as well. I'm basically expecting a Belly Drum Aqua Jet Azumarill, as most people do. That's kind of the classic Azumarill set. This mon's great. It's also one of my favorites, and it's going to be a tough matchup, but I think we can handle battling this thing. I'm more scared of like a Sap Sipper set than I am a huge power set personally. Arcanine is like maybe the best fire type in the format, definitely like the best supportive fire type. It's amazing. Intimidate's just incredible. Its other abilities are good too. Justified and beat up could happen because I think Lucario gets it, and we'll get to Lucario in a second. I'll check when we get down there. Of course, Smeargle gets any move, so we can expect Smeargle to have beat up if that's necessary, but this thing's just great. It's just like Incineroar, but in a format without Incineroar. It has some really good status moves. Recovery with Morning Sun is really cool. Roar is annoying. Will-O-Wisp is great. Flare Blitz, Wild Charge does big damage. Does it get Wild Charge in this game? I think it does. It should. It doesn't. Well, maybe the coverage isn't as good as I thought, but it gets to close combat. It's just really good. The stats are excellent. It's going to be hard to deal with. Smeargle learns every move, and that's pretty much all there is to say about it. We're probably gonna see Moody. I guess you could run Technician if like you're gonna run Fake Out. Maybe that's a good set. I don't know. This thing isn't worth talking about at length because it can do anything that it wants. I'm expecting Fake Out, Follow Me, Spore, but who knows? Who knows what this thing's gonna have? It's gonna need Focus Sash because its stats are abysmal, but that's the price you pay for learning every single move. 75 speed actually isn't that bad considering you learn every move. But yeah, I have nothing to say about Smeargle. It's going to be interesting to face it. This will be the first week that Smeargle is going to be used probably. Licky Licky has become a favorite of Liz, and it's really nice defensive normal type. It's got good bulk. It can explode. It's been using Curse, and I think it gets Iron Defense, or it gets, no, Defense Curl. It's been using Defense Curl and Curse and all sorts of stat boosting moves, and it's been having Recovery, and it just seems like it's a real hassle to deal with. I do have 2 fighting types, so that helps a lot. And we'll just see how this goes. Cloud9 is excellent on it, but I don't have weather, so it doesn't really matter. Probably going to bring Oblivious because I could taunt it. That's probably what it's going to bring. Yeah, I don't know. Licky Licky. It's a mon. I don't know what else to say, really. Jumpluff. Jumpluff is awesome. This is like the format for Jumpluff. I'm really excited to see it here. It has some really good abilities. You probably see Chlorophyll or Infiltrator most of the time. Infiltrator is like really good. It's not like it's going to do that much damage through Infiltrator because it's 55 and 55, but it can hit through sub, which is like pretty impressive. This thing's just cool. It's just good. I don't know what to say. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but it's really fast, and it gets Chlorophyll and it gets Sleep Powder and stuff. I don't think it's come to battles very often, but it's a really neat support piece. Strength Sap, oh, it's just great. Here's Pikachu. We all know and love Pikachu. It gets Lightning Rod, it gets Fake Out, it gets all the stuff that I consider Raichu doing, but it does a lot more damage. It's a lot squishier. But with Light Ball, it has essentially a 110 and 100 base attack, if not more, based on how that math works with doubling your attack stats. So this thing's kind of an offensive powerhouse, and it does a lot of damage, so we gotta watch out for it. Lucario's here. Lucario actually gets Follow Me in this gen, which is really interesting. Does it get beat up like I thought? It doesn't. Marigold gets beat up, so they could do beat up Justified Arcanine if they really want to. This thing it's Lucario. It's got great stats. It could go physical or special. I don't have Intimidate, so it could easily go special. All of its abilities are pretty good. Inner Focus, Justified, Steadfast. I probably wouldn't run Steadfast, but they're all good. And it gets really good special coverage. I remember it gets like Water Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Psychic, Shadow Ball. This thing's annoying. It gets Final Gambit too. Gotta remember that. I kind of forgot about that tech. Here's Lumineon. Lumineon is really underrated, I think. It gets Tailwind, which is really cool. It gets Storm Drain, really epic ability. If I were bringing Blastoise, that'd be a major problem probably. It's just neat. And it's like, it's got reasonable bulk too. It has the nicest stats. It has the most nice stats out of any Pokemon in the game with HP, attack, and special attack. So it'll be cool. It's a really neat support water type. That's all I gotta say. Altaria, I'm not really scared of. I think Latios just completely ruins this thing. It's like, I'm not very impressed with Altaria. I think it's cute. I think it's great. There's another Cloud9 option. It has good coverage, but its damage is like really lacking, and its bulk isn't that great either. 90, 105 is good, but 75 is like a little low to support that, and its defensive typing isn't necessarily good. However, it does get Cotton Guard, so there is a way to make this thing really bulky and annoying, but it doesn't really have like support moves to help with that. It seems like you'd almost want to do a Dragon Dance set. So not too worried about this thing. It could show up. Here's Bastiodon. Insanely defensive. It's absolutely outrageous. Sturdy and Soundproof are both good. I probably expect Sturdy Metal Burst. This seems like it's kind of the way to go with Bastiodon. You're so tanky, you have Sturdy, and you just invest in HP and you just click Metal Burst, and yeah. So that pretty much sums up Liz's team. Let's take a look at the pace that I am bringing. Here we go. Swellow just kind of tears through everything. I was Jolly and outspeeding Jumpluff, but I was thinking, what's Jumpluff going to do to Swellow? The main thing I'm worried about with Jumpluff is being put to sleep, and if I'm burnt, I can't be put to sleep. And it does like no damage. And if it is doing damage, it's grass type, which I resist, or flying type, which is just probably not a big deal. So I decided to just do Flame Orb. I decided to go Adamant because that gives me a lot of extra damage, and I outspeed everything except for Jumpluff. And this, yeah, it's just going to tear through the team. Swellow's going to be a monster this week. We're doing Magnezone with Light Clay. Again, regarding Jumpluff, sure, Infiltrator will hit through screens, but like, am I worried about Jumpluff's damage hitting through screens? Not really. I kind of don't care. So we're just doing Thunderbolt and Volt Switch. So we did bring Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon, the only real use for it is to hit Pikachu, but even then it's not very effective. We are going to be walled by Pikachu with this set, but I think we have other means of dealing with it. I'm not like that worried about it. I wanted to prioritize Volt Switch because Magnezone is slow. It lets me get a slow Volt Switch off and bring in Swellow and have it be burnt right away, so I don't have to waste a turn waiting for the burn to trigger. We have Meganium. We're doing it's like a full bulk Meganium. I calced for some Arcanine hits, some like Lucario, 2-hit KOs, stuff like that. So I think this is a really good spread for stats. We're doing Energy Ball just to deal some damage. Ancient Power so we can hit Jumpluff and maybe get a boost. Leech Seed I think is kind of the winning play here. Leech Seed plus Leftovers. This thing's gonna wall most of the team that, like, besides Arcanine, it kind of just takes everything. And so if we're up against like Licky Licky, for example, and we Leech Seed that, we can just sit on the field and recover and just stall it out. I really like how Meganium looks in this matchup, and I'm excited to bring it. We have Houndoom with Early Bird. We're finally bringing Early Bird this week. I just figured Flash Fire didn't really feel worth it. I'd like Arcanine is just going to go down to Latios or Swellow. I might change my mind by the time the battle comes around, but as of right now, I'm doing Early Bird just because having a sleep switch in. And Early Bird gives you a chance to, you either wake up turn 0 or turn 1 with Early Bird, which is crazy. So you can get put to sleep and just wake up right away, which sounds really cool. I'm bringing Taunt. I know Licky Licky's immune to Taunt, but just with Smeargle, with Jumpluff, with Licky Licky, in case they bring Cloud9 or Own Tempo, which I don't know why they'd bring either, but just in case, having Taunt, I just feel like against this team is going to be handy. A Azumarill, I can prevent it from setting up. It just seems like a good move to have. And Dark move didn't seem required at all. There's nothing on the team I need to use a Dark move for, so Flamethrower and Sludge Bomb hits everything I need it to. We'll see how it goes. We're doing Toxicroak with Black Sludge and Poison Touch. It's a pretty bulky set, and we're looking to bulk up and sub. Again, Infiltrator Jumpluff breaks through the sub. I'm not worried about it. I'm just not. I think the rest of my team deals with Jumpluff perfectly fine. Sure, it is good into Toxicroak, but I should be able to find myself in a position where I can KO Jumpluff before Toxicroak hits the field. And that's even assuming that Jumpluff even comes, and that's assuming that it has Infiltrators. So there's just a lot. Like, I don't want to give Jumpluff too much credit, basically. Well, I might just get rolled by Jumpluff this week. Who knows? We'll see. But I'm not really expecting it to be much of a menace. I really like Poison Jab, Drain Punch as a combination here. I was considering bringing Gallade as a fighting type, and I had Poison Jab on its moveset. It was literally this moveset. And I was like, why am I not just bringing Toxicroak? And I had Citrus Berry on Meganium at the time, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I can give Leftovers to Meganium and Black Sludge to Toxicroak and run the same moveset. It's not as naturally bulky. It is faster, which is kind of nice, just a little bit faster. And so I have myself outspeeding up to unboosted Lumineon, I believe, with that 52 speed adamant nature. This should just be a fun set to run. I could go Dry Skin for the Lumineon, but like Lumineon gets flying type moves also, so I don't really see the point. The idea is to get a substitute, get a bulk up. You know, we'll have a partner like Swellow or Latios dealing big damage, and then I can just like set up. After 1 bulk up, I think I one hit Azumarill with Poison Jab. After 2, I one hit Licky Licky with Drain Punch. I could do Swords Dance. I might change my mind by the time that the battle rolls around, but for now I'm doing bulk up. I like the idea of bulky Black Sludge Toxicroak. Last but not least is Latios. It's a standard Latios set. This is the Latios that we brought most weeks in this season. It's just a Life Orb with 3 moves and Tailwind. It's just good. It's just gonna do really well. So Psychic hits most things for good damage. Ice Beam hits, it KOs Jumpluff and Altaria really well. And then Energy Ball. I want Thunderbolt. I think Thunderbolt is more useful, but my gripe with Thunderbolt is that Pikachu will redirect it, and Pikachu already walls Magnezone, right? So I decided if there's a Azumarill and Pikachu on the field, for example, and I want to hit Azumarill, Thunderbolt won't be an option. So I have Energy Ball for that reason. That's kind of the only reason I have it. And then Tailwind, just for some speed control. I'm not really sure what speed control options they have. I think Jumpluff gets Tailwind. I just want to be able to match that. I don't think they're going to do anything Trick Room related. Of course, they can do whatever they want because they have Smeargle. So I just need to be able to KO Smeargle right away, which, like, the damage that I have, it shouldn't be hard. You just can't prepare for Smeargle. And that's another reason I'm bringing Early Bird on Houndoom, is because, like, sure, Jumpluff could Sleep Powder, but, like, I'm pretty sure Smeargle left Spore. Like, I'm pretty confident with that. So with Earlier Bird plus Swellow being burnt and Meganium being a grass type, I think I have a lot of options to deal with sleep moves, which is something that Kamihada's team definitely has access to. This was pretty short and sweet. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, leave a comment. What do you think? What are you excited to see based on this team builder? As always, the battle will go up on this channel tomorrow, so don't forget to subscribe so you get to see that right away. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.